Hey, good morning. I know it's been really dramatic out there the last couple of days, especially. Oh, and so this week, I want to take a moment first before I get into the rest of it. And I just want to tap into the power of the present moment so we can breathe and find the truth of ourselves and the power that lives within us all the time, no matter what's going on out beyond us, no matter what crazy people do. We can find the power and the truth of who we are within the present moment. So, hi, my name's Pam Belding, and every week I talk about the message that I get from my 12-card reading that I do for myself and everybody else who wants one, that shows an action and an intention to help us get through the month. And this month's message said to trust that love knows the way. Trust is such a big, huge, gigantic word that really it means to know ourselves, to know all of ourselves, not just the thoughts and the stories going through our head of who we've been conditioned to be and who we've been, and all the stuff that we've been through. We are so much more than that. And so that's why I want to talk a little bit today about this idea that I have been working on for the last 18 years that has allowed me to better trust myself, to know and love myself. And I've been writing this into a book, and I just finished the first draft of this book. And I'm working on the second draft. But I thought I would take a moment today to share this idea with you, to show you where it started and how it's going. Because when it started, I was absolutely tossed and lost and scared. And I was mad at myself because I'd said something awful to our son, Garrett. I was homeschooling him at the time, and it was way harder than I ever thought it was going to be. And I had said something truly, truly cruel and mean to him. And I was very, very upset because I knew I was being a jerk, but I didn't know how to fix it. It seemed like everything I do was just making things worse. And so I decided to cool off and go take a walk with Tootsie. Oh, I miss her. We're going to go take a walk around the neighborhood and get a breath of fresh air. And so as I was hooking her up to her leash, I asked no one in particular, well, how am I supposed to get through this? And the next thought that came to my head changed my life forever. This whole thought downloaded all at once. Your attitude is a lot like the rudder on a ship. And as long as you can keep your attitude adjusted appropriately, you can get where you need to go. But if it gets stuck, then you're just going to go in circles, frustrating yourself and everybody else around you. Well, for the first time in weeks, dude, felt like my head opened up. I was like, wow. Well, if my attitude's the rudder, then what's the rest of the boat mean? So as we walked around the neighborhood, I thought about all the different parts and the pieces of a boat and what they would stand for. And when I got home, I drew this. This came from that very day. And all the parts and the pieces that I had been thinking about made it onto this part of this boat analogy. And so the mast is our strength. The ship's wheel is our heart. The crow's nest is our forethought. The flag is our influence. That beautiful lady on the front of the ship. The keel is our responsibilities. Those responsibilities are heavy because they help to keep us stable. And so I didn't put a whole lot of thought into what the bridge would be, or the brain, or the cabin where all the navigational tools are, because there was so much to think about. I figured I'd get to it later. And when I got home and I drew this out, what I did is I kept it on my kitchen table. And instead of feeling caught up and lost and scared and angry at myself, what it did is it gave me a vehicle to sail through daily life. And so instead of getting caught up in the stories, I got busy making dinner. I had to take care of myself. I had to take care of my family. And it has continued growing over the years. Every once in a while, I pick up a new part and a new piece of this analogy. About a year later, I discovered the captain of my ship. This first boat didn't have a captain. Of course, the captain was always there. I just hadn't acknowledged it yet. And so the more I've looked at this idea, the more it has taught me about myself. It's allowed me to expand beyond just the present moment, to see the mountains I've climbed and the valleys I've conquered. It's allowed me to see how much more I have to work with when I let go of the stories trying to keep me going in circles. The lizard of fear that we all have, that ancient part of our brain that wants to keep us small and scared and going in circles. We all know that. The part of us that just can't quite see what's next. We are what's next. We are building ourselves, charting a course toward a life worth living, creating a beautiful life and relationships worth sharing. So this first boat analogy that started 18 years ago, this is where it started. And so I want to show you how it's going. This is the latest painting from my friend Mary Callisay. She's the illustrator for my book and an absolutely dear friend of mine. And she is incredibly talented. So let's get in there and take a look at all the cool stuff, because you can see the basic idea is still there, but there's still so much more to look at. See, there's the captain, our connection to the universe, God, Allah, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. It's the fact that we have the connection to the cosmos that lives within us. The life preserver on the door is our vision and our strategies for building a life worth living. See the bell of the ship right there? The bell, that is our voice. It's how we speak to ourselves. It's how we communicate with our crew. My last name's Belding. I can't even tell you. Oh my goodness. So many things. The lights, of course, the navigation lights that allow us to show up and shine in a dark world. It's so important for us to be able to let people see us and recognize where we are, and that you're not alone. There's the cabin of the ship, the bridge. Oh my goodness, all the navigational stuff that is in there. We have the maps, of course, of where we've been and where we're going. There's the bookcase. That's a very new piece. It's about all the wisdom that we've picked up along the way, all the stories of what we've been through and what we've learned from it. There's the sextant right there, that thing right there. The sextant is the knowledge and all the things that we know how to do, like tying our shoes and making dinner and driving a car. There's the compass, which has been there the whole time, the values on our moral compass, of course. The ship's log, which is our thoughts and our stories. And of course, the lizard, the stowaway, that the ancient part of our brain that keeps us going in circles, frustrating ourselves. Everybody's got one, but there's so much more for us to be able to see of who we are. All the parts and the pieces, our body, body of the ship, our mind, and of course our soul is the whole thing. This is a tool for soul development. And it's easy to get caught up in the mundane everyday stuff of swabbing the decks and running the galley, because dinner still needs to be made and the garbage has to be taken out. That's just a part of life. The keel on the bottom of the ship, that really, really heavy thing, when we take care of what's important to us, that's how we make sure that we are balanced and stable. One of the newer parts on it is the scraping of the barnacles. The barnacles, of course, are the natural things that happen just from sailing through daily life. Whether you've got knee problems or back issues, or if you've got something like I do, like this fingernail right here, see? It needs to be scraped on a regular basis just because it's something that I have to deal with. We all have stuff that needs to be taken care of. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with us. It just means we've been around a while. And up here is, of course, there's the anchor of our ship. That is the things, those are the things that help keep us from drifting. Those are our plans, our projects, and our passions. The beautiful lady on the front of the ship is our face, as we face the reflection of who we are and the waves of our challenges. There's a buoy, which are the people and the places that help us to find ourselves when we're feeling lost and scared. And then, of course, the latest is the seagull. Oh my goodness, all ships that are out on the ocean. Everybody has their seagulls. And so I'm going to flip this back around. So if you've ever heard of the book from Richard Bach called Jonathan Livingston Seagull, it talks about the seagull that wants to do more. It wants to do so much more than just chase after French fries and look at garbage in the parking lot. Jonathan Livingston Seagull wanted to see how far he could fly. He wanted to see more. He was curious. He wanted to chase after his curiosity and live more than just what all the other birds were doing. So I went on Google, and it's been a while since I read the book. And so it gave me a little thing that talks about what this book is about, what it is. It's about pursuing excellence. It's about self-perfection, about knowing ourselves and what we can do and doing more with it. It's about finding that freedom and authenticity within ourselves. It's about going beyond our limits. So I hope this has helped a little bit. I hope this idea inspires you to think about all the amazing things that you have going for you, tapping into the power of the present moment, putting your hands on the ship's wheel of your heart, remembering the rudder of your attitude. You have so much more going for you, and the powers that are trying to keep us scared and going in circles and frustrating ourselves, they're dying off. They're going in circles, but they don't have to drag us with them. We have a lot to look forward to. And so thank you so much for following along today. Let me know how it's going for you. How are you feeling today? Tell me about where you started and how it's going. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Thanks.